Hi folks, welcome to or welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back and you like it here, I'd love it if you stayed and subbed. I thought I'd do the assumptions tag thing just to let anybody know that didn't know about it. Right, if you go to the Exposed page, oops, wrong thing, duh. Show them how to do it and you can't do it yourself. Right, if you go to my main page, the home page where there's all the videos and whatnot, along the top you'll see different things, and there's community, and every so often I'll post something on there, and if you're missing it, I think you need to ring the bell. I know it's really annoying. Press like, do this, subscribe, blah blah. Click the bell. But the only way you'll get every notification is if you do the bell. Doesn't mean you have to watch everything, doesn't mean you have to answer anything, but it just means that you will see my posts that you may have missed. So this is the assumptions post, and I did my best not to look at anything on there. And what I'm going to do is click newest first and then go to the bottom. Hiya Jane. Jane just says, yes, Jules, let's do that, please. Assume something, Jane, I dare you. Bonnie, what a great idea. I assume that you're too critical of yourself. My husband would agree with you. See, I call it being real. It's like I look in the mirror and I see what I see, and it's like I'm no supermodel. I've got nothing to brag about. When people leave messages and they go, you're fat, you're ugly, it's like, well, yeah, tell me something I don't know. So, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist as well, so that's a problem. But I am getting better. Like my husband said, when we first met, I couldn't take a compliment. Just could not. Now I've learnt to say thank you. Whether I believe it or not's another thing, but I do thank him when he compliments me now. And I never give myself enough credit. No, I don't. But on the other hand, I don't want to be bragging about things. Talking about giving myself credit, you know, I said, for those of you that are here when I talk about nonsense, and I don't even know if it's gone up yet, because I've got so many videos scheduled to go up, so I can't remember now what I said in which one. But anyway, I did a thing for the Guardian newspaper, and to do with the Trussell Trust and internet access, and how everybody should have it because it isolates people that don't. And then the lady from the Trussell Trust that got me to do that, I don't even know how. How did I get... Anywho, she asked me would I sit in on a Zoom meeting about a new advertising campaign and book that Tesco Mobile are doing. And there was two different stories, and you had to say which one you liked and why, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, I did that the other day, and I got an email back from her yesterday or today, whenever, I've just seen it, and she said, thanks so much for your input. Because of what you said, things have been changed. And it's like, oh my God. Really? Top. Talking of outside noise, bloody hell. I was woken up this morning at 3:15, and it sounded like the gates of hell had opened. There was screeching, absolute screeching. And I thought, there's something being fucking killed out there. By the time I got myself together, got my glasses on, got my iPad open to send a message to my husband to say there's something going on outside, it stopped. And Kaylee said, Madam said, she'd looked out earlier and seen two foxes playing in the garden. Now, I don't know if they were fighting with each other or they'd caught a cat or a bird or what. I swear to God, it frightened the living shit out of me. I don't know what was going on. And I said to my husband, I dread to think if you open the door, there'd be something mangled in the front garden, but there wasn't. So, and I know they make a hell of a racket when they're going at it, but that wasn't that. Because there was lots of different noises, and something was in pain. And yeah, it was horrible. Anyway, yeah, so there was that thing where they've said thank you because of what you said, things are being changed, and it's like, wow, maybe I do have something to say. Also, I assume that you're very sensitive, but never let anyone know your feelings were hurt except for your husband. I don't even let him know. Because sometimes, like back in the day, he could say something and it'd upset me. And I wouldn't say anything because I've never said anything because there was no point because no one ever listened. And then when I realised he was autistic, it's like, he doesn't get it. Sometimes he'll say something and it'd be really blunt and he doesn't realise. So, you love chocolate. Oh, do I? And sometimes a dirty joke. I love a dirty joke. Love the moment said brilliant with a smiley face. Patty Hilton said great idea. Jan, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Upsjack? No, I'm not. I assume you're not only kind and empathic, but actually a highly sensitive person. I'm not sure if I am, but I feel like back in the day, I've said this before, somebody was running up the stairs of the bus one morning and they tripped on the top step and face planted, and everyone on the top deck of the bus was pissing themselves laughing. I was nearly crying because I felt how they felt. They must have been so embarrassed, and it was like, I don't know how people do that. You feel other people's pain and very clearly, and in an instant can sense someone's mood, thoughts, insecurities and psychic pain. You have always had to be careful to guard against feeling too much. You know immediately when someone you love is unhappy or hurt. It hurts you when someone else is hurting. It's more than empathy. You are, and probably always were, a highly sensitive person. How did I do? You did well, Jan. It's like, I don't know. See, I feel bad saying, I'm an empath, or I'm this, I'm that. I think it's normal to care for other people and feel for them. That's why when I see narcs and how offhand they are and cruel, and it's like, how do you do that? It's like I'm watching a program at the moment. I've cut my finger. Sorry, that's what I'm looking at. I watch this program. It's called Scam Interceptors, and they're intercepting calls to people in the UK from call centres in Calcutta who are screwing people rightly and scamming them royally, not rightly. And so I was watching that, and I said to my husband, how does that work? How do you go for an interview for a job and they say, right, it's a call centre position, and what we want you to do is call people in the UK, pretend you're from Amazon and steal as much money from them as you can? Who says, oh yeah, I'll do that? And like my husband says, it's all about money. It's greed. They, because they get a commission. And it's like, but how do they sleep at night? How in the hell do people go to bed? There was this one poor man, he was 84, and he said to them, so you want me to go to the bank? And they're like, yes. What they wanted to do is go to the bank, withdraw all his money from his account and pay it into theirs, because there's someone at the bank who's conning people and they want to figure out who it is. How it works, don't ask. So he says to them, okay, all right, so you want me? And yes, we want you to. And they were really annoyed with him because he was old and he didn't know what the hell was going on. And he said, well, I'm going to have to find someone to look after my wife and get someone to drive me to the bank. How long's that going to take? And I'm sat here like, what in the hell? I just want to go over there and slap them all. The poor man. Anyway, they got through to him. When he put the phone down to them, they got through straight away, and they told him it was all a scam and what have you. But how? How do they do that? How do they lie their head on a pillow at night and sleep, knowing what they've done? There was one man, they took his last £30 and he couldn't afford to buy his cancer medication. It's like, what the fuck? Ugh. Anne-Marie K. I assume you may have misophonia. I have it myself. Oh, I'm really sorry for you, Anne. That must be awful. I wouldn't say I have misophonia. I think it's not the noise of Lardy eating. It's the manners. The fact that she has no manners and she eats with her mouth open. The noise, it's like, oh well. It's like watching a cow, and a cow has better manners. And then there's Lisa, isn't there, with it again. That annoys me, but I don't know if that's a sound thing or just her. It could just be her. She just annoys me, full stop. I don't know. I might look into it, but I don't think I have. How do you cope with it, Anne-Marie? See, a lot of the time I have, well, all the time I have headphones on now because the sound on my telly was crap, and then the South Yorkshire Hells Angels would go past of an evening, and I couldn't hear what they were saying, and I had to have the telly blowing the roof off because I couldn't hear it. And at one point my husband didn't think you could connect a thing to have headphones with it, but then he realised you could. So we all wear headphones, all four of us, and so I don't hear anything else. But do you do that? Do you do that? I wondered why I went off on a tangent then. Do you wear earplugs? Or see, Kaylee, I said it again, she's going to kill me. Madam, when she was little, well, she still has them, had head defenders. Oh, do you know, I've had a shower and it's drained every bit of energy out of me. Ear defenders. You know, like you see the little kids at concerts or whatever, when Apple used to go and see his dad, her dad. Is Apple a girl or a boy? Anyway, little ear defenders. She used to wear them all the time. And I wonder if you have to do that so that you don't have to listen to other people's annoying noises. 12's my limit. I always wondered what it was, and then I saw there's cups of tea or coffee. Duh. I assume that your household family is very close and loving. I was thinking about it today while hanging laundry and listening to you chuckle about your son going to sleep watching rotisserie chickens. That was so funny. Big Tony and his rotisserie chicken. That'd put anyone to sleep, wouldn't it? We are really close. We have to be. We've got nobody else. It's my mum's a narc, and I had to walk away when she started her game playing with my son. It was like, no, it wasn't going to happen. And when we had Madam, my husband phoned his mum and she said, what are you telling me for? I don't believe in happy families. So we haven't spoken to her since then. And you know what she did? I may have said this before. My husband had a girlfriend, and his mum hated her. She didn't like her. Anyway, she moved in a few doors down a few years ago now. And his mum bumped into her and she was like, oh, you should go and see him. He's getting a divorce. And we just had Madam. And it was like, wow. Stoop. How low do you stoop, woman? I assume that you're a strong person. Oh, sorry, Tammy Anderson said, I assume that you're a strong person. I also assume that you did very well in school. I am strong, Tammy, because I've been kicked so many times now. Do you know what I mean? You get to the point where you either fight back or you shrivel, and I don't do shriveling. So it's like my son, he got something from Amazon, it didn't work, and I'm like, right, are you going to contact them and tell them that and I said, contact them and tell them it's not, oh, it doesn't matter, it was only, no, it doesn't matter, it was only, you paid money for something and it's broken. Yeah, but it's like, oh, give it to me, I'll do it. That's me. I won't be walked over, and I won't let anyone walk over anyone in my family, and if there has to be a fight, I'll fight. Like I fought tooth and nail to get my son a tutor at home when he was bullied so badly at school, and we had to take him out, and I wasn't well enough to homeschool him anymore. and stuff like that. And it's like, for them, I'll fight tooth and nail for them. Do I do it for myself? Not really. I won't let anyone walk over me, but I mean, it's proof. This is proof, isn't it? Lardy thought she could say whatever the hell she wanted about me and my family, and I'd just cower in a corner. Well, she picked on the wrong person. It's like my husband says, they don't know who they're fucking with. It's really funny. It's like if something goes wrong and I'm like, ugh, he hears da 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 da, and he says it's Darth Vader's tune in his head. And the other morning I woke up and there was some kid going past going, duh, 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 duh. I'm like, fuck off, I only woke up. I'm not in a bad mood. But yeah, that's fun. I am strong, I have to be. Did I do well at school? Not really. I was the top of the class in primary school. So we left there 11 going on 12. And then I went to secondary school and I got bullied mercifully. And everything went to hell, sort of. But I've got a lot of common sense and I pick things up quickly. So I've never really needed qualifications to get jobs. This has got them, the gob. And then I have experience and I go somewhere else and I have experience, and therefore, so, and you, like with pubs and clubs and things, you get a reputation of being honest and a hard worker and being able to cope with a crowd or whatever. So that's how I've got ahead in life. Every job I went for I got. I was just trying to think, was there ever a job I went for and I didn't get? Like Lardy says, I get everything I want. Yeah, and then you can't do it. Christy, hi Jools. I assume you love your family more than life. Yes, you're right, Christy. Because of your childhood experience and trauma, you vowed to never let your own children feel like you did. You're an extremely strong person with a brilliant sense of humour. Also, that you are a very intuitive person who can sense when people are bullshitting or not. Thank you, Christy. That's so sweet. Yeah, I do. I will fight tooth and nail for my kids and myself and my husband. I mean, this was what? I mean, like I said, he asked me to marry him after 17 days. So we had the whole talk before we got married. Do you want kids? Blah, blah, blah. What's your religion? Da, da, da. I remember my cousin saying, you don't know what his favourite breakfast is. I said, it's whatever's on the go in the canteen. I'll find out when we move off camp. Honestly, they're not the important things. But we both said at the time that if we had children, we both wanted children, but we didn't know if we'd be lucky enough to have any. And we said if we had children, that no way were we carrying on what had happened to us. There was a line in the sand and that was it. And I would never say anything to my son or daughter, even in anger, that they could store away and mull over and upset themselves over. It's like my mum, it was like, oh, you're fat and ugly enough to do it for yourself. Who says that to a child every single day of their life and doesn't expect them then to think they're fat and ugly? So yeah, I'm usually quite good when people are bullshitting, but sometimes I get taken in. Marie says, hello Jules, hello Marie. The only thing I ever assumed was that you're a fighter and weren't taking her crap anymore. You exposed her. One can tell a lot about a person based on how they treat their animals, locking them up in a closet, neglecting their basic and medical needs, allowing another pet to traumatise the weakest one is a testament of who a person really is, and much of it she posted on her videos. You could hear Bella crying in the background and Pom-Pom whimpering as Doofus was picking on her. So painful to listen to. She called it playing. You called her out. That was a good thing. You stood your ground and backed it up with her own videos. I applaud that. Thank you, Marie. Someone had to do it. Because she was just going on and on and on and on and upsetting and being rude and horrible to people and thinking that she could get away with it. No. Cheryl London, I assume there are things you know about Lardy that you've not even exposed because you don't have the heart to. Love you. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, I wish I knew more. Um, I know. It's like I know where she lives. I know stuff like that. I'd never give that out. That you just don't dox people. That's not right. Oh, she did it though, didn't she? Drove up to a woman's house, took a picture of the outside of her house, and said she lived in the ghetto, and posted it. And she forgot about that when I called her on it. Um, yeah. I think James, if you're watching, I think you may know a lot more about Lardy than we do. It'd be fun if you were up to giving us the goss. I love Los Angeles. Jules, I assume you live in an English cottage with a lot of flowers and flowering vines growing. That kind of house that I'd see in the magazines, Architectural Digest for homes in the UK. Oh my god, I wish. No, I'm in a semi-detached on a main road. Oh, to live in a thing with flowers and what have you. The dream is to get back to the seaside in North Wales where we were, where we met and where we married, because we want to go back there. But see, the thing is with Madam, it's like I feel really bad because her room is the size of a cupboard. I bet most Americans have closets bigger than my child's bedroom, which I think it's just not fair. But she's grown up in that room, so she knows no different, and she loves her room. And whenever I say I'd love to, oh, I don't want to move. It's like, well, if it ever happens, if I ever get the chance, we're going. I assume your family is everything to you and that you love drinking tea with cream in it. Ew, no. I drink my tea black. I don't even like milk in it. Coffee with cream in, that's nice. But not tea. Oh, I can't imagine tea with cream in. No, you save the cream and you put it on the scones, don't you? I assume you're very intelligent, thank you, especially when it comes to political issues in the UK. I assume you're very easy to be around and you love a laugh and have fun. I do love to laugh and have fun, and I am very easy to be around. I've been told that by umpteen people. Um, I wouldn't say I'm that good at politics. I just know who I like and who I don't and who I believe in. And I wouldn't have any of them at the moment. They're all as bad as each other. We had a glimpse, a tiny little glimpse of hope when Jeremy Corbyn was the leader of the Labour Party, but because he wanted a fairer society, they soon got rid of him, didn't they? Made him out to be anti-Semitic when he isn't, and the papers just ripped him apart, and it was horrible to watch. It really was, and so many people believe what they read in the papers still, and it's like I don't understand it. Anyway, thank you very much for all the questions. I'll do something like a Q&A or another one of these type of things in a bit. Like I said, if you want to get notified when I put something up on the community post, click the little bell thing, and then it should send you like the, oh, my head's there, isn't it? Hang on. I was going to point at a thing and my head's in the way. Let's move me. That little, where the bell is with the numbers on. There. That should pop up if I do what? If I do a community post. So you should be able to see it there if you ever want to ask a question. So thanks everyone for all the questions, all the assumptions. I was expecting someone to, put something nasty or whatever in, and you're all too kind. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.